Hi everyone, welcome back to Three Sisters in a Van. Today's video is a special one because we're going to give you a tour through our magical caravan, our vintage 1979 Peaches, and show you how we're living for the next 12 months and how you can do it on a pretty decent budget, so you don't need a huge setup. So you can get some ideas on what you might like to do if you want to travel around. Currently, we're at a nice little stop. Cats are out, trains out, girls are out doing nature journaling. So let's have a look at our cost-effective way of spending a year on the road in Peaches. Alright, we'll have a look at the exterior first and show you how we're living outside, which is the majority of our living. The design, I guess, of these 1979 Viscounts are pretty good. We've got a pop top on ours, so it pops down over the top when we're driving, so it sits down pretty low, good for aerodynamics. Now, we've had the benefit, I guess, of buying a van that's already been raised a bit, so I don't know if you can see, but the wheels and the trailer was redone just before we bought it, and we've got a bit more clearance now, which makes it a bit better going over some bumpy stuff. We're not going to go too far off road, but that's one adjustment that we had when we bought the caravan, so it was nice to have that already on there. Now if I come around here, see, this is our cooking station outside. We're going to do most of our cooking outside. Pretty simple setup on our toolbox. We've got just our simple 2-burner run from the gas. If we need to cook inside, we can. We've got another butane burner as well, but that's been doing us nicely so far, so we don't have a big Weber in it. The water situation on the outside here, we've got two 80-litre tanks underneath, which does us for a fair bit of water. So on the back, we've got some few jerry cans, which we use to take off and fill up the water. We're in town, so I've got 3 water jerry cans and a diesel. That does us pretty well. And we've also got our bikes set up, so 2 bikes on the back. We've got a tow ball in the back of the caravan, and we've put the 2 girls' bikes on top of the car over here. Now for internet, we have an antenna attached here, which is just a simple boost our signal for the Netgear Nighthawk, which so far has given us reception pretty much everywhere we've gone. Alright, so that's pretty much the outside. Pretty simple. At the moment we've got our just a simple awning over the top, which gives us a bit of shade. We do have our big canvas on, which we might put up for longer stays. Alright, coming inside. We are definitely getting used to living very close to each other. There's not a lot of room in here, as you can see. I'll come down one end. Now we've got our little 3-way fridge, which is jam-packed for 5 people. That's running off solar during the day and gas at night. So I'll go through our solar setup shortly. The girls sleep down this end, bunks fold down, but we don't ever worry about doing that. We spend most of our days outside, so they got their own little space there. So Delilah's up the top, Billy's down the bottom, swing around. We've got a nice little bench seat here, and all our storage over this end. So Florence sleeps up the top, another bunk that's been made by the previous owner. He's a pretty handy fella. And a second extra bunk here, which they use for a baby, but we're using for our clothes. So our bed here, and then our storage space underneath. So fairly simple setup. We haven't used the oven inside yet. We might do at some stage. We've used the gas stove when it's been raining outside. You might see our one creature comfort that we brought from home, trusty old Thermomix. So we're able to run that on our solar system, our batteries through the inverter that we've got. Right, now our solar system consists of two 200-watt solar panels fixed to the roof. Inside we have two 105 amp hardcore batteries. These ones aren't lithium. Kept the cost down a little bit. Not getting lithium, we could change it over at some stage, but they do everything we need. They store enough power in there. On the monitor we haven't run out of power yet. We run the fridge, like I said, during the day when the sun's blaring on the batteries, and then flick it over at gas at night. We've also got our 200 watt inverter, pure sine wave from iTech World, which has been working a treat since we've been on the road. Haven't had any issues with that one. It's been bloody awesome. Runs a Thermomix perfectly. So I can't recommend the pure sine inverter enough from iTech World. Not sponsored from these guys, but like I said, it's a beast. It's been working really well. We got it on special, so keep an eye on any specials. Not sponsored by anyone, but highly recommended. Now, you might be wondering, where do the pets sleep? Where do they live? Because we've got two cats and a dog. So Charlie's pretty good. He sleeps either in the back of the car at night time if the weather's pretty dodgy. He'll sleep outside the caravan, sometimes if there's no snakes around, or he'll even come inside. And the cats, they just have free roam of the caravan. So they jump around. You might have seen outside there's our pet little expander run, I guess. So we bought that before we left, and the cats spend a bit of time outside as well, so they get some fresh air. I think they prefer to be inside. They've made this little space their home. Usually for night time they're fighting, going off. They sleep during the day, which we're getting used to. So their cat litter lives in here as well, which is one of the downsides of bringing your cats with you. Got to have cat litter in the caravan, but we just clean that out whenever they do their business. Make sure we got plenty of cat litter on hand. If we're near the beach, we just use some sand as well. So budgeting was pretty crucial for us. We didn't want to sell the house, didn't want to sell all our gear and hit the road with nothing to go back to. Having the caravan already was a very big factor in keeping costs low. Now, the van itself did cost us only $8,000. We bought that down near Hobart 5 years ago, and a couple of modifications we've done. The major one's obviously the solar and the inverter, so all up that probably cost close to $4,000, just over $4,000. And then some other little bits and pieces, paint and that kind of thing. Probably the van in total is $14,500. So we've hit the road in a $14,500 van. Now, as you can tell, we don't have a shower or a toilet in our caravan. So for the five of us, going to the toilet and showering can be a little bit tricky without those things. So for showering, we do have a solar shower, which we've used a couple of times. We bought from a camp shop. We also do have a Spinifex rechargeable shower, which we just charge up, heat some water up, fill up a bucket, put the pump in the bucket, and attach the shower head up, and that goes pretty well. It does use a bit of water, and we don't like to use too much for that. So the other option is finding some camp spots with a bit of a shower in it. So lots of showgrounds and some of the really cheap, not expensive camps have showers as part of their ground. So that's been really handy. And the toilet, we've got the old Portaloo, the Thetford 365, and a pop-up tent. But again, we try and find places with either drop loos or a toilet on hand. So there's plenty of those around. If you can get a camp spot with a toilet, it does help with the headache of having to go and empty the toilet all the time. We do only have one cassette for our toilet, so we're thinking of getting a second one just to extend our stays, so we don't have to leave and empty the cassette somewhere if we're kind of not near a dump spot. So that's how we go showering and toileting. The other option for showering, I should have mentioned, was just the old baby wipes. Can never have enough baby wipes on hand. Katrina's an expert at just making sure we've got heaps of baby wipes on hand to clean most of the girls off. So kids get pretty dirty, and that's all right. We're on the road. We're living outside, so they're supposed to get dirty. Now, I'm not a super advanced camper or someone who's been camping since I was a young person, but I will say one advantage to having an older caravan is that things are really easy to fix. If something breaks, it's pretty simple. There's not a lot of technical difficulties, and if ever I can fix something on an old caravan, anyone can. Similar like the old cars. There's not much to them. They're pretty simple to fix. And yeah, I don't have an issue screwing something in or doing some minor repairs to the caravan, scared that I might break it. So it's a sturdy old thing, but if something does break, pretty easy to fix things. So an advantage of having the older van, as well as they're going to see a lot of wear and tear over a year. So just a new paint job, easy fix, couple of dents. Yeah, not an issue. So again, if we had a newer caravan, I'd be probably a little bit more worried that the girls would pull a handle off or put a hole in something or break something. But with your older vans, you buy them second hand. They've been through the wars already, and they're supposed to get some wear and tear. So another advantage to an older caravan is doesn't matter if they get dirty, doesn't matter if things break, they're easy to fix. So it's definitely not all roses. Adjusting to living in a small space has had its challenges. Like I said, probably with the cat's litter, that's a bit of an issue when it's raining outside and we don't have the big annex up. Everyone's inside. So having everyone have their little space, I think, has worked very well. There definitely has been times where we've been crammed in here together thinking, what the hell are we doing? But we got through that, and I think we're better now. And then you get great sunny days like this where everyone's outside. You don't need to be inside. So there are moments, yes, where it has been tough, and it probably will be tough. But so far, the positives of bonding, being together, living so closely together with everyone. I think you don't get this time back with your kids. So one of those things, you just got to dive in and do it and go for it. And it's been great so far. And Katrina's also going to do a bit of a walkthrough of our storage space. So she was the packing extraordinaire. I did help a little bit. But as you could have probably seen, there's not a lot of cupboard space. Got a bit of room under the beds, but so packing for a year is very tricky. Food's been probably the most trickiest, I guess. Adjusting to life on the road with a very small fridge. We don't have a full-size fridge. We've got a tiny fridge there. And I guess just message to anyone who's considering taking a trip with their family in a caravan. The cost of the caravan, the car, that kind of thing, is not the main issue. I guess what it's really worth is the cost of spending the time with your loved ones, your kids, your wife, your husband. That's something that is invaluable. So whatever the cost is, those experiences are well and truly above and beyond any kind of monetary amount. So we will do a bit of a budget breakdown on how we've budgeted for our trip in our year away soon. Katrina and I'll sit down and go through the numbers and crunch that and see how we've stacked up after our first month. Thanks for touring the caravan with us. There she is, Peaches. We hope that it inspires Hope that it inspires more families out there to get out there and live a life of togetherness. Spend lots of quality time together. That's good. Can't put across to them. Any questions about peaches? Please put them in the comments. And we'll chat to you next time. Thanks. Bye.